So my name is Cherie Jime. I live in Boston, Mass. in the U.S. Well, I speak as a survivor. My journey through prostitution lasted almost 20 years. I went in, I guess you could say, as, I consented into prostitution, but it's really about limited access to viable alternatives, and it's about not access to, education and viable skills here. So I entered in, I came out 20 years later. Heroin addicted, pimp involved. It's where that life takes you. And it's such a harmful practice. And I think I speak for so many women that this is something that this practice needs to end. So in the U.S., things are shifting somewhat. We are in my community. I direct a exit program. I'm the founder and director of the EVA Center, which is an exit program for women. So my interest is to create a way out for women. But we all work together in our community, and our mission really is to end prostitution, because you can't end prostitution, you can't end sex trafficking without ending prostitution. Okay? So we're working in our community to create awareness and education so people understand what we need to do to end this, and that it's a harmful practice, and that to shift the responsibility on the demand on the buyers, because we as women, as women that have been in the sex industry, we took the blame for prostitution. We held the shame of it. The stigma carries us mostly through the rest of our life, whereas the buyers and the demand has never been held responsible. And so this is shifting now, and it's amazing to me. And maybe if I look back 30 years ago, I would have never thought I'd be standing here talking about this. So we've made huge progress, but we need to push it more, because as we're making progress, there's a backlash because people want to keep this industry going. There's a stake in that, and there's money to be had, and this sort of like normalizing prostitution. And this entitlement that, people of a certain class have access to poor women's bodies. We need to sort of fight for the, end of prostitution and against the forces that want to keep this going. This is an amazing conference here today. I'm learning a lot too about the laws in Mexico. I think sometimes, now listening to people, I feel like we could learn a lot even from the US about what works here and best practices here, because we have to work together. This is something that throughout the world we have to change myths and perceptions about this industry and the harm and how it is, and it has expanded throughout the world. I mean, I live in Boston, Mass. I do an exit program. I've met women that came from Mexico, that came from El Salvador, Honduras, and came through all the way up to Boston. This affects us in all our communities. But to be here today is an honor. To hear the forces and the strength of the people that are creating change here in Mexico is amazing to me. And it's really been, I've learned a lot. I feel like for us as survivors to network and to expand our network so that we build a really strong movement together globally, because then we have a much better chance, and make sure that the laws and the progress we made and the progress that you made in Mexico stays and continues. And so it's so personal to us. So to be here has been really an honor in this beautiful city. And I've met such extraordinary people that have done and achieved so much. To me, I'm admire Rosie and Rita and these wonderful women that have been made sure that not only, that that women and girls are no longer going to be sold, you know, and trafficked and prostituted. And for us that we came out of that life is amazing to see that, no, we're going to end this now.